and welcome back to another episode of the Dunedin Film Festival Podcast. I am so excited to be here with Mary Rachel Quinn, improv coach, actor, and producer. Welcome to the show, Mary. Rachel.
Thank you, Steph. I'm happy to be here.
Good. Well, I am happy you're here. I know that you're here at the film festival with a couple projects. We'll definitely get into that. But before we do that, I just want to know more about Mary Rachel, your path, what you've done, and what you're doing now.
Okay, so about 30 years ago, I started acting and I had no clue what I was doing. I just knew that I wanted to do it. It was like in my blood. My father was an actor out in LA and he'd been acting for years, performer, singer. And I jumped into it and I started doing commercials and had no clue what I was doing, but I was booking the commercials, right? And then I started seeing film and TV and I'm like, Mama, like?
Yeah.
So I started gravitating towards film and TV and I haven't looked back since. So for 30 years, film and TV. 10, 12 years ago, I jumped to the other side of the camera, which is a beautiful place to be so you can learn to be a better actor and also support people in front of and behind the camera. It's a great experience. 11 years ago, I started doing improv. Those two things that changed the trajectory of my acting career and my producing career. I love collaborating. I love creating. We are so lucky to get to do what we do and the people that we get to do it with. There are times I step on set and I'm across A-listers and I'm like, I'm not sure how I got here. I live in St. Pete, Florida, but boy, am I happy and grateful and thrilled to be here. I love what I do.
Well, I am thrilled that you are in St. Pete, the Pinellas County area. I'm neighbor here to Dunedin. And you just are one of those people that show the pinnacle of talent that can be here. And the Southeast Hollywood is one of the other guests called Florida.
Wouldn't that be nice? I like that. Where do you live? Southeast Hollywood. Well, when you go on set, they're always like, where are you from? And they're like, New York. And then where are you from? LA. And then they get to me and I'm like, St. Pete, Florida. And they're like, what the heck is St. Pete, Florida? But actually, funny side story is I auditioned for LBJ with Woody Harrelson. Rob Reiner was the director, and he was there himself on the callback. And when I walked in, he goes, hi, I'm Rob Reiner. I'm like, yes, you are. And he said, so where are you from? And I said, St. Pete. He goes, I love St. Pete. So Rob Reiner has Pinellas County on the map too, but it's really cool. You never know what locations resonate with who, but we're very lucky to be where we are and the opportunities that exist here.
Well, and specifically being you and I being lucky, me being a Dunedin resident, you being St. Pete, you have Sunscreen, we have this film festival.
Loved it.
I mean, we get this incredible opportunity to be in the heart of the film industry here in Florida, being in these two communities that really highlight that. And I think a big testament of that goes not only to our film commissioner, Lisa Dessois, but also, I know, she's such a hoot, she's also on the show. So not only to Lisa, but then even to what you and Eugenie are doing down at Station 12 at Green Mark Cinema. So tell me more about Station 12 and the improv coaching you're doing down there.
Thank you. Greenlight Theater is like this beautiful little indie theater that opened up in downtown St. Pete during COVID. Yeah, Mike and Sue Hazlett own it, and they're wonderful people. Fast forward to probably 3 years forward, and Eugenie and Mike connected. And Eugenie needed to open up an acting studio in St. Pete, downtown St. Pete. And the timing of Greenlight and the timing of Eugenie wanting to open up her own studio, perfection. And Eugenie happens to be one of my besties, but not only that, I'm one of her biggest fans. I love what she does. I love the passion that she brings forward when she teaches class. Her students are so lucky to have her as a teacher. I'm very lucky to have her as a friend. And we also tape each other for our auditions. So it's like, I feel like I'm a master class every time I tape with her. And Eugenie has landed huge roles. And I've had the honor of being on the back end when she's auditioning before it goes out. And I get goosebumps when I watch her. Not only an incredible actress, but an incredible friend and an incredible boss. So Eugenie reached out. Improv is one of my grooves. I love improv. We all need more laughter in our lives. Everybody should take improv. Everybody. Not just actors, directors, producers, people who aren't even in the business. And by implementing yes and those two words, I guarantee you it will elevate your life professionally, personally, to opportunities that would have never existed without implementing yes and. It's as simple as that. So she asked me to come in and I said, oh yes, when are we starting? So what's beautiful about improv, it's like pickleball. Pickleball's another one of my grooves. Have you played yet?
I have played. Yes, I love pickleball. It is my It's the only athletic activity my dad does. And
Oh, I love that. How old is he?
he's 62.
Love it.
And so, he buys the bikes, he buys the things, doesn't happen. But pickleball, this man will do, and he will fight and wait for a seat at the court. It's so busy.
Right, it is so busy. So improv is very similar to pickleball.
Yes.
You walk in strangers or you walk on the court strangers and you walk out friends. And I love seeing classes when they come together at Station 12. They don't know each other, but boy, by the end of that 6 weeks, 8 week session, they are new best friends. And the memories, the core memories that they've created, they inspire me on the daily when I see them yes and jump in, because they're jumping in professionally to be better actors, but what they don't realize is that they're being better people also by implementing improv.
And they're learning that collaboration, which is so important in this whole creative process.
Yeah.
One of the core elements that everyone has said as we've done these episodes has really been talking about the collaborative effort. And that's what I think improv, that's that secret sauce that improv does, right? Is that
Absolutely.
it teaches you how to say yes, how to collaborate, because you don't have the option to say no.
Absolutely.
That's when the buzzer buzzes.
Absolutely. The buzzer being negation.
Exactly.
So when you negate, it just totally deflates everything, right? But when you yes and, it's like this golden balloon. I talk about this golden balloon when I teach students, and you're inflating this beautiful, gorgeous golden balloon, and it's brilliant, it's shining, and you just can't get enough of seeing it grow and grow and grow. And then once you say no and you negate, it just starts to deflate. So in life, when you say no to something, you never know what's on the other side of that no that you could have yes anded.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, and see the opportunity.
Yes,
And get to the other time.
Exactly,
Yes,
and more
it's
laughter and human connection.
Exactly.
We were talking on the panel yesterday about AI and its effect on our industry and life in general, and nobody can replace human connection. And one of the exercises I do is it's all in the eyes. Don't ever underestimate the power of eye contact and the gift that it gives to other people. So I challenge you, Steph, this week, make eye contact with people and connect with them. Like when you go into Starbucks and you're getting your drink, head down, they're like, what's your name? What do you want? Da, da, da. But when they look up and you make that connection for that moment, you never know when that can make a difference in somebody's life.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then I want to challenge you to do a step above that, because I always like to tell the person that I appreciate that.
Absolutely. I love that.
Yeah, so because you're saying thank you or thanks or I appreciate this item, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You know how rare it is for someone to hear that they're appreciated?
Absolutely.
It is the single most complaint that people have is I didn't feel appreciated. I feel underappreciated.
Yeah.
And so to that Starbucks barista, that person checking me out at Publix, for me to make eye contact with them, like you said, to see them and say, I appreciate you. I know that makes this world a better place.
Right, and you would hope that they would take that moment and that they would pay it forward too. I believe in that. When I call like a utilities company,
Yes.
and the representative's just great, I always end the phone call with "great job," and they're like, "Well, hey, what was that?" Because they don't hear that because everybody's just going through the motions, and we're trying to take care of that list and check things off. But I always take that moment to say, "Great job, thank you."
Exactly.
So, yeah. So when you're dealing with your utilities provider, don't forget to thank them as well.
Yeah, everyone that you deal with, it's that humanity. And that, my friends, is where AI cannot and will not take over.
It can't.
And the sad thing is, you talk about how this theater or this cinema opened during COVID.
Yeah.
But one of the big changes that we all had during COVID was losing that humanity side.
Boy.
Not slowing down and looking in the eyes and saying, I appreciate you and I see you as a human. So where you and I can be cavalier and say that AI can't take over it, unfortunately, some of our own baggage is taking away that humanity. There's something that you could think that people could do in this world. We talk about making the eye contact, saying, I appreciate you, being kind. Is there anything else that people could do to sprinkle more humanity?
Something I always try to do, and I'm not always great at it, but it's something I'm always internally trying to challenge myself to do, is be as present as possible. Slow down and be grateful. And those are three beautiful things that really help keep me grounded and connected. And especially on set, working with people that are like-minded and that are connected, that's when the magic happens. But if everybody's in there and they're running and gunning and they're just trying to get through the motions, okay, we got this huge shoot list that we have to do today, and it's like next. But when you slow down, like there's a project that I'm on, I'm a recurring character on a project that I love, and the cast and the crew are phenomenal. And they all implement that. They're as beautiful on the outside as they are on the inside. And boy, am I honored to be on that set every time I step on set, because they implement that.
And do you think that there's someone on the set that's like being the leader who's
Yeah.
orchestrating that?
Yes.
So who is that?
Absolutely. Josh Pat is the creator and one of the directors of Outer Banks on Netflix. And I get to play this character, this character's mom named Topper. And when I met Topper, he's this gorgeous blonde young man, Austin North. He's like my own son. I have 3 kids, but I have technically 3 sons. And Austin's my third. And he resonates with that belief as well, being present and grateful in the eye contact. He is so wonderful. I wish my daughter wasn't single, but of course she's with a wonderful guy too. Because if she wasn't single, I would have circled back and said, "Excuse me, Austin, I would like to introduce you to my daughter." The director and the creator, Josh, resonates that. And he shows so much love and so much joy. And he's so present. And the eye contact, and he cares about everybody. And when you lead a production with those things, you can't fail. So they've already been approved for season 5. And they're already in negotiations for 6, 7, and 8, I think. 9, 10, 100. No, but the cast is phenomenal.
Well, congratulations,
Thank
you know,
you.
on that continuing.
Thank you.
And also just to have an experience like that, to have a healthy work that's not toxic, you know, have this environment where
Yeah.
the set is healthy and people can collaborate and create together. And then to have a leader who really is driving that is such a gift. I think that those are some of the parts of the secret sauce of what makes great TV and what makes great film is you can feel that through the screen.
Absolutely. And those are the people you should be with. Those are the people that should be surrounding you. And if they're not, step out nice and quietly. Thank you, but that doesn't work for me. Luckily, I haven't had that experience in 30 years. But he's at the top. He and the Outer Banks crew are just wonderful people. And I don't know where to go from there. It's so good. I'm like, how can I top that? Every time I step on set, and every time I go back to South Carolina, shoots in Charleston, Mount Pleasant, every time I go back, I'm like, boy, how lucky am I?
And that's a beautiful area to shoot in as well.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The food, ooh, so
yes.
good.
Yes, that's great. A good Southern cooking there. Real Southern cooking.
Oh
there.
my gosh, yeah. And I love when you get to travel around.
Mhm.
So in Florida, unfortunately, we don't have a whole lot of production going on. We really hope that changes. And I applaud our local film commissioners for stepping up and providing incentives to bring filmmakers here because we have so much to offer. I, as the actor, have to travel to wherever the work is. So every time I get to go somewhere, I always explore and I always eat. I love fine dining. It's one of my other grooves. So I always try to find the best restaurants in whatever state I'm working in. And boy, is it fun. And the people you get to meet, too, you never know. It's like an adventure.
It's
Yeah.
you know, exploring. Our film commissioner out here in Pinellas County, Lisa, was talking about, and now it's called set jetting. And so instead of jet setting, it's set jetting, where people are flying to where films are made so that they can experience those towns.
Absolutely.
And so that's one of the things that she wants to bring to Pinellas County is really have tourism to come see where A Taste of Love and Radar a Bionic Dog, where those are filmed. And so people
And
can have
Dolphin
that
Tale.
and Dolphin Tale.
It's huge.
And the other Bernie one and Bernie two are the other Dolphin ones.
Yes.
So just so many just here in this Bay Area that we can really bring people to experience what they get experience in the films.
Absolutely. If we could only serve that up to our legislators? I'm not sure what that
Legislator,
is.
yeah.
Legislators.
Yeah, there we
If
go.
we can only serve that up to our legislators on a golden plate and have them see the ROI that has happened as a result of Winter and Bernie, you know, but they just don't see it. And it's disappointing that they don't because there is so much production that should be going on within our state. And I witnessed it. Having been in the business for 30 years, I've witnessed the boom that has happened over so many years, film and TV, but that's not us anymore. So locally, again, the film commissioners for stepping up. I just wish they had more financial support so they could bring more filmmakers in because we have so much to offer. Pinellas County, Hillsborough County, and even farther than throughout our whole state.
And so for our listeners, for those of you who want to help bring more film here to Florida, definitely speaking to your local government is a great place to start. I know it seems tiresome, and I know it seems like a lost cause, but the more that we communicate as a community and advocate for the arts, the more we can bring that awareness and hopefully some more funding to this important matter.
Absolutely. And when you think about it too, we all want to work.
Yes.
And we all want to work together. And my mission statement as a producer is bring incredible people together to do what we all live to do. Tell a story, shine brilliant, without exception. But if we don't have that support system in place to bring in the bigger projects, you know, what good is it? But to do anything that we can on our own level is wonderful. Like I work, independent shorts in my area, and I love bringing people together and seeing people just shine brilliant, period. But on a grander scale, we need the legislators to step up. And I really hope we see that someday, because as soon as the coffer was dry, they never replenished it. And I think that was about 8 years ago. Yeah. So it'd be wonderful if they could step up. Imagine what could be done, because we have so much to offer in our state. We have so many talented people in front of and behind the camera who just want to work. And when you think about this little fact, if I'm an actress and I book a job out of state, I'm going to be eating out. I'm going to be staying at a hotel. I'm going to be renting a car. I want to help my own state thrive. I would like to increase the economic levels and impact of our own state by a production happening here. So the other states, the other productions are pulling Floridians away. So we're not seeing that economic impact in a positive way anymore, because we're being extracted from our own state that we can't work in because of the lack of tax credit. But they don't see it.
And I think, something that happened recently in Tampa that was very apparent of that is Raw, WWE, a fighting thing that I happen to know about. Isn't it wild how exciting it is? Yes.
Oh my God.
And it was here in Tampa, and all the news outlets were talking about the tourism increase that happened because this one event was here. So I know that we can see the benefit on having events, things like that. When Era's tour was here, that increase in revenue, and for us to bring awareness to it could be tenfold when we're talking about filming here. And that's not even the set jetting tourism comes after. That's just while we're filming.
Yeah.
So
it's so true. And I wish that we had the numbers like Taylor has. Lift.
Yes.
Forever. I know. I can't believe you're going to Liverpool this year. That was so awesome.
I know.
I want to hear all about it.
You've got to go to Era's tour.
Someday I'll get to one of her concerts. But the economic impact that she has is huge.
Yes.
It's huge. Same thing with the state of Florida. When the production comes in, there is an impact. We just need the support. So I hope in my lifetime I see it again.
Yeah. Well, I know that we have a lot of people advocating for it, so we will keep it going. And hopefully this podcast will be bringing awareness to more of the benefits that can happen with filmmaking in Florida.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So I want to touch on one thing that you said earlier. You mentioned how going on the other side of the camera can help you as an actor. So let's tell me a little bit more about what you mean by that.
When I was a kid, when I was younger, way back when I was young, I was a police dispatcher down in Sarasota. And part of our training was having us ride with the officers. What an eye-opener. So you understand what's happening on the other side of the camera and everything they're dealing with. That made me a better dispatcher. Not unlike production. You need to get behind the camera. You need to see what goes on behind the camera. You need to and any opportunity to work behind the camera, which will make you a better actor. Because when you're in the front of the camera, you understand so much of what's going on behind you. And also as an actor, we audition. A lot of rejection in our business. Nobody books everything, right? So my father, many, many moons ago when I was at a crossroad, I'm like, Dad, I'm not booking anything. And he said, auditioning is our job. Booking is our bonus. So when I teach, I always try to ingrain that in the students' minds, to always keep that in mind. A-listers don't book everything, right? So you have to keep that mentality where you keep working and you keep plugging, you keep moving forward. Auditioning is our job. Booking is our bonus. And you give it your best every time. And nobody can do you when you walk into a room. And if you walk into that room, or if you tape at home and you send the tape off, you bring the best of you forward. Nobody can do you like you. And you do it with gratitude and being present and joyfully, and it will transcend that tape. And the people receiving that tape will feel it on the other end. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing that. That is such good advice for people trying of any age, it doesn't matter, trying to get into the industry.
Best time to get into the industry is whenever you get into the industry. Because we need people of all shapes, sizes, personalities. Everything is wonderful. So for people who are thinking, I'd like to try that, do it. And if you don't know how to do it, go to film festivals like Dunedin International and network and meet people and watch those short films. And when you watch the short films, you can connect with the people whose projects resonate with you. Everybody is so approachable. We're all here to help each other. And that's the beauty of film festivals. And Dunedin especially exemplifies supporting local filmmakers and talent. And we are incredibly grateful. People that I've met at Dunedin since the beginning, I've been here since the beginning, have been longtime friends, mentors, just so many wonderful things have happened as a result of coming to And I'm forever thankful to Cameron for doing it because it is no easy task, as you guys know, and you guys do it up so well.
Well, thank you. We appreciate your support. Mary Rachel, everything that you do, not only for DIF, but the Pinellas County and the community at large here in filming and performing in Florida. Congratulations on your continued success
Thank you.
with Netflix. And I'm excited to watch everything you do. To find Station 12, they can find you on Instagram, right?
They can go Instagram or Facebook too. I think Greenlight is on both of them.
Wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Well, we'll see you there at class. And thank you so much for being on the Dunedin Film Festival podcast.